You'll have to excuse me. I look like I've been working in my yard because I've been working in my yard. The weather is turning today. We're getting about a 25-degree drop, and so it is time, I think, to continue the winterization process for the hives. The first thing that I did was put on the solid bottom boards in place of the mesh bottom boards so that there's less air flowing through and cooling it down. The next thing to do is I'm going to insulate them. And this is what I use to insulate my hives. I made these. I made one of these last year and then the second one this year for the new hive. It's made out of 2-inch purple foam insulation that you can get at Home Depot. It's a lot more expensive this year than it was last year, and I'm lucky that I had enough left over to make a second one because each sheet is about $40 to $45, and it wasn't that much last year. It was still about $30. Love the inflation. Anyway, you cut it to size, and this one I used hot glue to put together. It worked really well because it's what I had. Last year I used the expanding foam. It was actually a little trickier than the hot glue, and so in the future I'll probably just use hot glue and then kind of use it as a caulking down the edges to prevent water getting into the actual joints. And then I just had some exterior white paint that I painted the outside to protect the foam from sun. The sun will deteriorate it. The UV rays will make it deteriorate. So you put just whatever color paint you have. I just had white, and so that's what I used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put these around the hives from the back, and then just put 2 screws with big diameter washers in the sides to hold them to the sides. That's what you see me do now. The insulation boxes are on, and if you were observant, you probably noticed that my clothes changed and the boxes looked different. It's because after I took the introductory video, it almost immediately started raining, so I wasn't able to get out here and work with them like I needed to. And when I tried, the boxes, well, last year I had 3 deep bodies stacked on top of each other for the one hive going into the winter, and so I made that original insulating sleeve using those dimensions of 3 stacked full hive bodies. I only have 2 stacked hive bodies this year on each hive, so I made both of those sleeves. They were way too big, so I had to go back and cut them down to size. But now they're on, and now I will show you the final step for winterizing these hives. In the winter, you have to make sure that they stay warm enough, so that's why I put on the insulation, but they keep their hives inside between 95 and 100 degrees. So when it gets cold outside, and it's still going to get cold on the outside of the hives, you can get condensation. prevents any like crosswinds from getting really going and cooling down the hive. So this is the first one I made. I'll use this. I made this one this year with bigger holes, bigger lumber, because it's what I had. But same principle. And with that, the hives are winterized. Solid bottom boards in, insulation on the outside, Vivaldi boxes on the top. Hopefully, they're good to go. I guess we'll find out next spring.